Hello everyone! Welcome back to my channel. Kung naaalala nyo kahapon, nagbigay ako ng assignment sa mga bata. Tingnan natin mamaya kung ano yung mga sagot nila. Good day class! As we all know, binigyan ko kayo ng homework class meeting. Ngayon, mga insights nyo from the video sa pinanood ko sa inyo. Miss Evangelista, maaari ko ba marinig ang mga takeaways mo from last week's meeting?
So, while watching po the compilation video, despite the several video display, isa po sa pinakanapansin ko po is yung background music. I love how they use Let's Lock by Bamboo to show the paradigm by Karl Marx. The title itself explains a lot about the song, dito na-reflect on social system, in which shows that a few individuals are on the very top of the triangle, and they are in control to those who are in the bottom. The song is also motivating the masses not to be complacent on their place on the society, and complain while they are always oppressed by the much more powerful class, that they are also have a power to turn the triangle around and give a fair judgment that they deserve. And then yung pinakatumatatak po sa akin na song part is, hindi pulat dilaw ang tunay na magkalaban, ang kulay at tatak ay di siyang dahilan, hanggat marami ang lugmok sa kahirapan, ang hustisya ay para lang sa mayaman. Dito nakikita na kadalasan mas pinagtutuunan natin ng pansin yung kulay at gulo, pero ang totoo, mas kailangan natin ang pagtuunan ng pansin ang tunay na estado ng bayan kung saan maraming taong nakakaranas ng inequality dahil sa kapitalismo.
Thank you for sharing your thoughts, Miss Evangelista. So, sino pa gusto mag-share?
Ma'am, in addition to what the student 2 has said, one of the parts that caught my attention also in the video is where it shows a protests by several labor groups on end of contract or the end of contractualization. Marxist theory stipulates that the capitalists, as owners of means of productions, sets the conditions of its workers which the worker has to follow. In contractualization po, there is no job security. Ang ibig sabihin nun ay ang mga contractualization workers ay parang disposable na pwedeng itapon kahit kailan na gusto. Furthermore po, contractualization includes demanding production rules that place a priority on competitiveness, separating the worker from other workers. And in conclusion po, contractualization is where dreams are disposable in a system that dehumanizes employees via competition for cheap labor. A system in which the great prey on the tiny in a free market. But more than that po, contractualization also enables the capitalists to weaken the working class's abilities to resist exploitation, organize collectively, and fight for a better society.
That is actually a very good insight. In the Marxist ideology, the act of contractualization is seen as a method employed by capitalists to exploit their workers. At para na rin madagdagan palalo yung mga kita nila. Kaya may sinasabi tayong ang mayayaman ay patuloy na yumayaman at ang mahihirap ay pahirap ng pahirap. Because of these exploitations, from a Marxist point of view, contractualization is a component of the larger capitalist system kung saan pinapalaki nila lalo yung kita nila sa pamamagitan ng pagpapalit at pagbabawas lalo sa gastos sa paggawa. Katulad na lang ng outsourcing work, yung endo or yung pag-hire ng mga workers na temporaryo lang at avoiding the cost na associated sa permanent employment gaya na lamang ng mga benefits and protection. Marxism actually considers this employment relationship as unfair, kung saan the capitalist owns the means of production habang yung mga laborers, they only have their labors to sell, kadalasan minimum wage pa. Consequently, contractualization worsens this inequality, as temporary workers are more vulnerable to exploitation, and dinedenay sila ng mga rights and benefits kagaya ng mga natatamasa ng permanent employees. But, do they have a choice, di ba? Wala, kasi wala rin silang ibang pagkukunan ng trabaho kesa sa hindi sila kumita, di ba? And these capitalists are taking advantage of this. So Marxism argues that the best way to address this inequality is by eliminating the capitalist system entirely through collaborative action and worker ownership of the means of production. This would give workers greater control over their labor and ensure that the benefits of their work are distributed more evenly. But given the circumstances, kahit na anong welga at paglaban ng ating mga kababayang nasa laylayan, hindi na pakikinggan ang kanilang mga hinaing at saloobin. Kung kaya naman ang pagbabago talaga ay dapat na magsimula sa mga may kapangyarihan, na sa ngayon ay wala pa rin ginagawa upang maghandog ng tulong. So that was a good insight, Mr. Habido. May iba pa bang gustong mag-share?
In the video, we have seen some workers working in a factory. It is a well-known fact that all that belongs to the working class are exploited. But for me, these factory workers are one of the best examples of exploitation according to Marx. These workers truly show that the theory of Marxism held in a capitalist society is exploited, as they are forced to sell their labor power to capitalists for less than the full value of the commodities they produce with their labor. In addition, workers are exploited when they do not keep or control all the value created by their own labor.
That is a good example of Marxism. Thank you, Ms. Camero. So, recall natin ulit, no? Marxism's fundamental principle asserts that the progression of society is primarily propelled by the ongoing economic and social conflicts between various classes. According to Marx, labor constitutes the primary source of wealth within a society. Consequently, understanding the relationship between labor and capital is fundamental to comprehending the underlying structure of society. Ngayon, discuss natin yung key concepts ng Marxism. According to Marxism, ang capitalism ang sistema kung saan the working class are being exploited in its very nature. In this economic system, yung means ng production is owned privately. Yung labor force is being divided into two. Una is yung bourgeoisie. Ito yung mga capitalist na nagpo-possess ng means ng production. Yung isa naman is the proletariat, which includes the working class individuals who offer their labor to these capitalists. Yung mga kapitalista na to, they generate their surplus value sa pamamagitan ng panlalamang sa mga workers. They are taking advantage of their labors kagaya na lang ng pagtatag ng endo kung saan na-discuss na natin kanina, wherein hindi nabibigay yung rights ng workers and they are not being protected kasi temporary workers lang sila. When we say surplus value class, this is a discrepancy between the value of the goods na pinaproduce ni worker and yung sahod na natatanggap nila. Itong mga kapitalista na to, they actually acquire their profit mula dito sa surplus value na ito. Yes, Miss Bailon.
Ma'am, medyo hindi ko lang po gets yung concept ng surplus value. Can you elaborate or give an example po?
Okay, so imagine class, yung mga construction workers natin, most of them, if not all, are temporary employees. They are being paid so little in comparison to the weight of their work. Sa dami at sa hirap ng kanilang ginagawa, mga physical labor and such, tapos ganun lang ang kanilang sasahurin. Sino ang kikita? Si worker ba?
Hindi po, ma'am. Si capitalist po.
Tama, si capitalist. Ito yung surplus value na tinatawag. Gets na ba?
Yes po, ma'am. Gets na po. Thank you po.
Alright, good. So going back, Marxism argues na ang exploitation of labor in capitalism is intrinsic and hindi siya kayang matanggal or makontrol through one regulation alone. The only solution, sabi ni Marx, ay ang pag-eliminate sa capitalist system and ang pagbuo ng socialist system. This is another concept in Marxism. Dito naman sa socialist system, yung means of production ay collectively owned ng mga working class kung saan yung surplus value ay distributed equally and equitably among all members of society. Can you guys still follow? Marami pa tayong concept na i-discuss ha, baka may natutulog na dyan. Any questions so far? Okay, so another one of the key concepts in Marxism ay yung idea of historical materialism. It is a fundamental principle in Marxism kung saan it argues na yung material conditions ng society, particularly yung economic system, ay yung primary determinants ng social, political, and cultural evolution. Meaning lang nito is yung economic structure ng society natin ang nag-shape kung paano ito na-organize and nagpo-function. Kasama na dito yung political frameworks, cultural practices, and social institutions. Ang example nito can be traced back in the development of capitalism sa Europe in the Middle Ages. Ano ba yung dominant economic system during that time?
Feudalism po ba, ma'am?
Correct. Yung feudalism, siguro naman alam nyo, ang ruling class like the lords and the monarchs owned the land as the means of production. Yung peasants noon, ang working class, kung saan wala silang pagmamayaring lupain or any resources to produce goods. So, they worked for the ruling class in exchange for protection and portion ng ani. As trade and commerce grow, the feudal system can no longer meet the needs of the society. So, doon nag-emerge ang capitalism as new economic system. Itong shift to capitalism was due to changes in the material conditions of society, gaya ng growth sa urban centers natin at emergence ng merchant class. habang nagde-develop ng capitalism, it brought with it new social, political, and cultural changes as well as yung rise ng bourgeoisie. Yung economic system of feudalism gave way to capitalism, wherein it shaped the social, political, and cultural development of Europe. This is what we refer to as historical materialism. Gets, class?
Yes.
Meron din tayong tinatawag na labor theory of value. Dito, sinasabi na ang value of a product is determined by the amount of labor that has been put into its production. So, yung mga binibili nating products, di ba mas mahal kapag pinaghihirapan? This theory emphasizes the importance of labor and also it highlights the exploitation of labor under capitalism. To sum up our discussion, we now have another key concept in Marxism, yung importance ng collective action and class consciousness para ma-achieve natin itong social change. Because we all know, change must actually start from ourselves. Aware tayo na walang ginagawa ang mga nakatataas about this. So, tayo as people who knows our rights, we must be aware kung ano ba ang pinaglalaban natin. According to Marx, the working class society must develop class consciousness, an awareness of their collective interests, and the exploitation they face under capitalism para ma-overthrow ang capitalist system and makapag-establish ng socialist society. That sums up our discussion. Nagets naman ba? Gets nyo naman ang application ng Marxism in real life?
Yes po, that's not it.
Okay, so that ends our session for today. I hope may natutunan kayo. So, class dismiss. Bye-bye! So, dito ko na i-end ang vlog ko. If you guys like that, make sure to give it a big thumbs up and make sure to subscribe to be part of the Verify and to get notified whenever I upload a new video. I'll see you guys at my next one and don't forget, you're very amazing. Bye!